story. That's the day I've gone on to glory. Lay out in the shade. That's all I wanna do. Find myself a cave and get lost in there with you. I don't care to wait. I just gotta get next to you. Let us find a place and do what we gotta do.
We are acting while black. It's acting, nigga. Yes, we are acting while black. It's acting while black.
Stay off book, folks.
Acting while black.
Yeah, I've been good, man. We're just preparing to head back to New York. That's about it.
Oh, okay, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
So you living out there now?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I fucking. You ready to roll?
Yeah, man.
You good, Lawrence?
Yep.
All right. Welcome to Acting While Black. This is that actor guy, Martin Bass Bradford. You can find me on your Googles, your IMDb, everywhere at Martin Bass Bradford, or on your social medias at Mr. Bat. Spell it, Mr. Out, you ain't gonna find me. And yeah, I'm here with my partner.
Yeah, that's me, apparently. Hey, folks, this is Lawrence J. Weber Jr., your BlackActorPedia.
BlackActorPedia!
That's apparently a thing that consistently happens. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. I am Soulboy30. Check me out on Snapchat. That is LWeber584. And check me out on ArrogantObserversRants.blogspot.com, where the cat is reading In the Red and Brown Water by Terrell Alvin McCraney.
Yeah, that's what you're reading right now. Did you book that?
No, I did not.
Oh, I just got cast in that joint. That's why I thought you wrote that.
Subtle flex.
You know,
Subtle flex.
I haven't read it yet, though.
It's interesting, especially them damn stage directions.
Interesting in a good way or in a bad way?
Well, I just can't get over the damn stage directions.
Yeah, it's so weird. They speak their stage directions.
Yeah.
I remember
The characters do?
Dude, I remember in the auditions, like, there's parts where it's like, okay, I went for this character named Shango.
Yeah.
And if Shango might say Shango looks to the left, or Shango, he grabs her hair, or whatever. And it's like, at first I'm thinking, I'm not going to say this part.
So they break the fourth wall, and they're just like, it's kind of lit.
Dude.
That's kind of lit, though.
Yeah. Like, in practice,
Deadpool acting. Yeah,
dude, but in practice, it was cool.
acting.
It was cool though,
Yeah.
like because it's part of the comedy apparently.
You make sense.
But it only makes sense on stage for me because at first when I was reading it, I was like, what the hell? But no, when I'm doing it with a good, it's like you doing your thing and then you look to the audience and say the shit. Yeah. You get back to your thing, so it's kind of funny.
It's part of it's a part of Terrell Alvin McCraney's trilogy. Marcus and the Secret of Sweet. There's In the Red and Brown Water and The Brother Size.
Are they all that way?
Oh yeah, they're all that way.
That's lit. I like that. Yeah, I did a play called Anonymous. That was kind of like that.
Word.
And, in the main character, I remember I would have like I did that in college over at the New School in New York, and we did a play called Anonymous, and basically I started out the play where I was basically the ones greeting people and like showing them to their seat and stuff. And like, hey Jeremiah, and I had to be like, who's Jeremiah? Literally, like I was like, even at that point, like I committed to it until it was all over.
Dude, I was
and it pissed everyone off.
Dude, I was similar experience. Man, I was at one of my last plays in college. Same difference. We had this new cat. He came in and directed, and I was known at school for being an actor. So when he cast me in it, he was like, bro, I wanna lie to everyone and pretend like you're not in this place. So we're gonna start this off. You come in with the audience. You just sit with the audience. I love that. Shit. You heard me? So when people ask you, yo, Bash, you in this play? Be like, no, you're not.
Nah, man.
What
play?
I
don't know what play.
Then at some point in the beginning, he had this setup was like this theater goddess like opened the play and then he had somebody, he had a fake freaking person that hands out the programs. What you call them? Usher. He had a fake usher that was really acting. I think Raheem was the usher. I was in the audience. He had his audience. At one point, the goddess hits us with the beam, and then we come from where we coming from. I had to come out the audience and step over.
Yeah,
I
knew it. That sounds like some Evans stuff.
Boy, that shit was crazy. But that's what you make me think of when you say like Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, who's that? Yeah, man.
And for the people that's listening, we're gonna let you know who Jeremiah is in a second.
Yes.
But we gotta get to our black actor shout out.
Black Actor History Moment.
Black Actor History Moment.
So who we got this week, man?
Okay, shout out to Miss Debbie Morgan. Now, everybody knows who Debbie Morgan is. If you don't know who every generation knows Debbie Morgan for something different. All of us, of course, know Debbie Morgan as Tasha's trifling ass mama on Power. Damn, she's mean. But...
So what?
From here?
I don't think she's from here. No,
I thought you shouting out only just black actors in general.
Black actors in general.
That's beautiful.
Debbie Morgan,
Whomever.
if you looked at her, you wouldn't. She is the epitome of black don't crack. That woman is tapping 70 years old.
She almost 70. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
But once again, everybody knows her as that trifling ass mama.
Well, right now we know it's Tasha Mom, but wait, where else do I know her from? Because she's been around for a minute. But I'm trying to think of something else.
She, of course, played Moselle in Eve's Bayou.
Okay.
She was also somebody in Charm. But if your grandma and your mama know her, they know her as Angie Baxter from All My Children, where she was on there from 1981 to 2011.
BlackActorPedia.
Yeah, and I got a mama who's watched All My Children since she was a kid. This woman has been working since 1970. You can see her in episodes of Good Times, for God's sakes.
Toast.
She is still working after all of these years. But like I said, anytime she's on TV, I know my mama goes like, "That's Angie." It's like, who? I watched it for a short period of time. She is notable for being one of the first black super couples on soap operas. So before that, there wasn't like a real like focused couple black focused couple that they focused on. So in the 80s, it was her and Jesse, played by Darnell Williams. Okay. So yeah, shout out to her.
Shouts out to her, and hopefully
She's also Charles S. Dutton's ex-wife.
I feel like Dutton got around though. That's a whole other topic.
She got a whole story about that. She got a one-woman show talking about that called The Monkey on My Back.
Oh, literally.
The monkey
damn.
on my back.
Shit.
Gosh.
That's a black actor shout out.
It gets real. It gets real.
Yeah. Well, Power change your theme song back. Is all I'm gonna say about them right now. But in this thing, man, as we always say,
a theme song.
No, it's not just the theme song. What if
Theme
you was
songs,
watching?
Okay, theme songs are important.
Come on, what
They
if you was watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Bro, as soon as if I turn on my TV and I hear dun 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 dun, I'm like, yo,
What's Thrones, baby? But what if they changed the music at that
Yeah, they changed it and it was something else. I'd be like,
what's going on?
Nah, it's not gonna work.
Come on, dude. If that happened on Golden Girls, if that happened on Cheers, if that happened on, there's so many classic things. There's something on 106. I'm tripping. Breakfast Club just yesterday, and I was like, dude, it made me think.
That's
what?
How far back your ass goes? 106 in Park.
Nigga, they came.
Oh, bro, 106 in Park, bro.
But
that was that show,
throwbacks.
Man. Your boy Terrence is doing. Speaking of black actors, your boy Terrence is killing it right now.
He's getting it in right now.
Yeah,
like
man.
he's made a whole other career.
Thing, yeah, he really, he was dope.
Yes, indeed. But like, no, don't say it's just a theme song. Theme song's important, man.
Yeah,
you can't just do that.
They
changed the Jeffersons or Good Times theme song the last season.
Yeah, man.
That's gone.
Good time. The Cosby shows.
They did it every season though. That's different.
Yeah, they seasonally you can change it. You know what I'm saying?
Because that makes it part of your gimmick. Weeds used to do that. If you do it every season, then you already change the audience to be like, okay, we're gonna get something different.
Yeah. But it can't be inconsistent though. Inconsistent change.
You didn't have the same theme song for 5-6 years, and then for the last year you want to switch it. No.
Nah, it's not gonna work.
It's a get rich challenge, dog.
I would have a rebuttal, but I was singing the Living Single theme song on the way here.
There's
What if they change Living Singles theme song?
There's an exception to every rule too, man. So
I mean, but for the most part.
But yeah, I get it.
So we're in this thing here off Acting While Black, and as usual, man, I created this show to make it a safe space for actors, writers, producers, comedians, people that put out content to talk about the game. Because I'm often asked, how do I get in the game? What do I have to do? And I'm like, well, everybody's journey is different. So I'd rather you listen to the journeys of others and you take from it whatever might work for you. You hear me? So that was the point of it. So this week, we have the homie, man, the cat that I'm very proud of. Because I've been watching his career build. I'm like, man, look at little homie.
Proud of you, man.
What?
Proud of you, man.
Jeremiah Kraft, let him know, man.
Hey, man, what's going on? It's your boy, Jeremiah Kraft. What's going on, people? Acting While Black.
Acting While Black, son.
Yeah.
So, as we usually start this thing off, man, tell the people how you got started.
So industry, so it's two different answers. So it's how I got started in acting in general and how I got started in the industry. Two different answers.
Yeah, I want both.
Both of them.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, in the very, very beginning, God created the world.
There you go. That's how we started.
In the book of Genesis.
Yes, the Genesis of Jeremiah, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
The Genesis of Kraft.
Of
the Kraft, dude.
Yeah, well,
beautiful last name.
Well, yeah, it comes from my dear old dad, may rest in peace, Willie Jerome Kraft, who was actually the one who inspired my mother to be a broadcaster.
Wow.
My mom always wanted to be a broadcaster, and if people know my mom is Sally Ann Roberts, she just retired from the news a while ago.
New Orleans legend.
Yeah, and basically she was too. Long story short, she was too scared to go and audition. To be a broadcaster. My dad was the one that literally took her hand and we going to the station right now to make your tape. You know what I mean? And the rest was history after that.
Literally.
And my mom sort of did that for me as well.
Yeah.
So so what happened is, as a kid, I wanted to be everything under the sun, man. I wanted to be a superhero. I wanted to be a superhero that went to space.
Me too.
I wanted to be a superhero that went to space that was also a basketball player.
I want to play basketball.
I just wanted. Anything that people saw that was important, I wanted to do that. Basketball didn't really work out because I'm pretty skinny and pretty short, and I wasn't all that great.
Well, there's that part.
Yeah, there's also that. Yeah. But my mom, she never wanted me to play sports. She always said that she thought I would get hurt, and I probably would have. And so she didn't want me to play sports, and so she sent me to Anthony Bean Community Theater, and that's how I got my start in acting.
Word.
Mr. Bean, he's like Master Splinter to me. Mr. Bean, like he's like Master Splinter or like Iruka Sensei or somebody like the first person to really like push you in. And so I got my start with Mr. Bean, and I also moved over and did some stuff with like Nord Theater. When it was called Nord Theater, it's called Crescent City Lights now.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's over at it used to be over at Gallier Hall.
Okay.
So I started that way. Now in terms of the industry, it's sort of, and this is what I say the same thing to everybody. Getting in the industry is like a triangle, and the 3 points of that triangle are luck, guts, and talent, and you need 2 of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Any 2. And for me, I think it was the luck and the talent, like the luck and the skill. And I worked hard too, but for me, luck.
I'm trying to say,
I worked hard
what part
too.
would you put the hard
And I think
work?
legend, and I think, and this is the thing. I think people who become legends had all 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had the luck, they had the drive, and they had the skill.
So we're gonna put that in guts then. The hard work.
Yeah. Hard work,
the
guts,
work,
interchangeable.
Yeah, gotcha.
When I say guts, it could be hard work or just wherewithal, perseverance. I put that in the same on the same side of that triangle. But basically, I went to it was the first day of freshman year of college, and of the New School for Drama over in New York.
I met you before you went to college.
Yeah, you did. Yes, I met you at Anthony Bean. That's the first time I met you. I remember.
I didn't first meet you at.
Oh no! Actually, no. I saw you in a play.
Boom.
Before Anthony Bean.
Because
you're right.
I'm about to tell you because what happened. What
Yeah,
you did
you're
for me,
right.
You don't even realize you left me with something at that situation at that moment, dude. Because I was doing this
That was
play.
a long time ago.
It was Catch the Wall.
Catch the Wall.
Boom.
Yeah.
And I remember doing the play.
Man.
I think I played like 2 people in that joint. And I think this is before I don't think I had gotten on TV ever yet. I think I still was trying to make the transition from theater to film. And I remember doing that play, and I had mixed emotions about that play, but I remember you came up to me and you was like, my dude, like, that was an inspiring performance, bro. Like, I'm a young actor and seeing a fellow like black actor do their thing, bro, man. That just like that boom, boom, boom. And like, for some reason it clicked to me how what I was doing could affect, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
other people behind me in that manner.
Because black men in general were so much more encouraged to play sports and play football and play basketball. And when you're this young black male who's doing theater, you know, I was one of the weird kids growing up, man. Yeah. And then once you accomplish something, it sort of changes and
everything. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, then you're cool. Oh my God, you know. It's like this
mean?
Whole thing, you know, no one wants to work with you until everyone does. But
hype beast is true.
You know, that it's true.
It's real.
But what happened basically what happened with me is, you know, first day, freshman year in college, I saw this girl who was in my class and I thought she was cute. Sorry, though, it was way before you. But it was way before you. Way before my girl Pierre. Way before that, like 5 years ago.
I'm not trying to
Yo, just disclaimer after disclaimer after disclaimer.
Right. We gonna talk later.
Exactly. No, it was my freshman year. I thought this young lady was cute. And she was ordering a cheese sandwich. So I tell everybody my career started over a cheese sandwich. Damn. She was ordering a cheese sandwich. And I was like, oh man, what can I say to her that, you know, make her turn around? I was like, hey, you got a cheese sandwich. I didn't know we could ask for those. She turned around and she was like, yeah, we can, yeah, we do have those there. And, you know, she sat down next to me and we started talking. She was like, you know, I'm in your class, right? You know, I'm in your drama class, stuff like that. And at one point she said, you know, do you have rep? You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's the first day in college, man. I don't have a rep.
Talking rep.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I thought it was after graduation and stuff. But she was like, yeah, I got a manager and stuff. You know, I did a commercial for Pepto-Bismol, and you know, I did a couple of commercials and stuff. You know, you should hit her up. Her name's Tammy and stuff like that. Shout out to Tamara Markowitz. She's awesome, TM talent, and out there in New Jersey. And so I said, obviously no. And just right then and there, she gave me Tammy's information. And I didn't know at all whether it would be legitimate. It was a complete shot in the dark. So it was a huge risk. But I was able to get a car to take me all the way from where I was in New York to New Jersey because there wasn't any trains that took me directly to her. And I show up to this beautiful home, and this nice lady comes out. And she talks faster than anyone I've ever met before in my life. She's like, boom, boom, boom. What can you do? I need you to do this. Improv this. Okay, here's this script. Da 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 da. And you know, 15 minutes later it was over. I blinked and it was over. It seemed like. And she didn't talk to me for a month after that, even though I got all her information, got all mine. I was like, okay, this lady doesn't want to work with me. And I think exactly a month later, I get this call. I was like, okay, so this is Tammy. I need you to go on an audition for Law & Order tomorrow. Boom. Can you do it? I was like, yes, I can do it. Absolutely, yeah, that'd be great. Yes, I can absolutely do that. And I was like, okay, and I went. You know, it was 4 lines on Law & Order. I think my description was troublemaking teen number 1. I think that was my first role, was troublemaking teen, and I did that, and I ended up booking it. Thank God. And you know, the rest is history. I stayed with Tamara Markowitz for years and years. She's still my manager. She sent me to 2 other agencies, so now I have a manager agency situation with Tamara Markowitz being my manager, and then I have a legit agent, which is Take 3 for a TV film, and then for a commercial, I'm with Jordan Gill and Dornbach.
So it was basically like a snowball effect.
Yeah, it was. It was. I met one person, and that person helped me meet 2 other people, and those 2 other people made me meet someone else.
And that tends to be the game because, like, again, I don't think you already answered the other question that we often ask is how'd you get your agent? Because people always ask me,
oh my
how
gosh,
do I get an agent?
That's such an important question, and I feel like the bane of this industry is getting rep.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like all my theater teachers forever and ever would say, you know, focus on your craft, focus on your craft, focus on your craft. And I did all of that, and I focused on my craft, and I did all this stuff, but there's nobody who talks about the industry itself, and it's so frustrating.
And that's
because that's all I really need to know.
Right, but that's one of my biggest problems with how we educate within this craft.
Industry classes.
We learn theater.
Yeah,
we learn
exactly.
The arts, history, but we don't learn the game.
Yeah,
and that when I got but it's so beautiful that while you were in college, you were at least able to get these things.
Yeah,
because I remember I'm in college and I didn't get none of this game. So and that's nothing too. I wasn't encouraged in college to go out for shit. It was like stay in college, stay in this theater world, stay in these plays.
Did college tell you that? Because I know that because I
They
see
didn't
those.
say it, but it was
But they
implied.
implied.
They didn't say right, exactly.
See, I went, at the new school. That's one of the reasons why I chose the new school is because it was one of the only schools that I saw that on their website it says yes, you can work as an actor while you're here in school, and that's why it became my first choice after Juilliard, obviously.
I mean,
that's
look,
everyone's first choice.
And that was smart as fuck of you because a lot of these, it's not even that they
Oh, we can
shame
curse?
you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Talk your
shit.
shit. Talk your
Yeah.
shit. But son, but like that is a big thing that is
Yeah.
out there when the game is what we be needing a lot more of.
Yeah,
and like when
man.
I'm talking to college students now, I tell them, I'm like, yo, try to build your reel now. Try to
Yes.
find out as much as you need now.
Find
Because-
out what you will and won't do right now.
Dude,
That is a huge thing that I would tell people, man. Find out what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Because I have a sob story about getting dropped from my agency for 6 months over a dispute over a role. And,
Wait, pause.
And that's why I'm saying find out as young
I am
ladies.
so
especially.
interested in this right
I
now.
want to hear the story.
It's a doozy.
Yo, wait. So what?
And Marvel ended up saving me. So it was cool.
Okay, we're gonna connect to
Yeah.
that. Wait. What I was about to say, I had a thought from what you were just saying. Just talking about how we educate, man.
Yeah.
Yes, do not be afraid to go because what you did was perfect. I'm glad you followed
Yeah,
through.
it was
because
tough.
I graduated and didn't know what to do. I mean, I was just out in the world, and everything I learned, I basically had to learn trial and
College
error,
sorta just spits
through
you
the
out.
fire,
Yeah.
and that was some fuck shit.
Right.
I don't know how many opportunities I might have squandered or messed up just not knowing shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
not
So,
knowing
Oh,
info.
no, I know. I'm
Oh,
screwed
man.
some.
dude, so be aware of that. Anybody that's younger, but no, now we'll hit his story. What happens?
Okay, so this is what happened, and we ended up, me and Tate 3 ended up hashing things out. What happened is there was a particular role that I was sent so you get sent a breakdown. For those of you who don't know, when you have an agency, you get sent a breakdown, and thank God you don't have to wait in those long ass lines for like open calls or anything. At that point you get appointed auditions, which is great.
Pause, and I want that to be noted. There's a lot of people. I know this has happened to you before because I think it's happened to every actor. Those open calls that you like to tag us in on social media.
You don't have to do that.
Please.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's okay. I know you try to help, right? You try to help because I feel bad because people be trying to help, but
Yo.
look, man, it's all right.
Once you have representation,
Yeah,
you don't
that stuff's over.
skip that.
Yeah.
Alright? Keep
Lord
going.
have mercy. I know what you talk about, bro. I know what you. Hey, you want to be an extra in this thing?
No.
I don't.
But
No.
but that's another thing because our industry is very mysterious.
It
Like,
is,
a lot
it
of
is,
people
it
that's
is.
not in it don't know what happens.
Don't know what
in it.
happens, yeah.
A lot of stuff we learn, and we're like, damn.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that's
that's
how
what
it
we're on
goes. So
for.
you that's part of what this podcast is for.
No, exactly.
My dude.
Yeah. So what happened is, I can't remember what show it is, and I'm glad I can't because I don't want to disparage on the show. So I'm
Good.
glad I can't remember what the name of the show was. But it was a show. It was a serial. It was like a Law and Order-ish type show, like a procedural drama. And basically, it was this thug role, man. And see, the thing is, like with those type of roles that get so close to the stereotype, or are the stereotype, I have boundaries with that. You know what I mean? If this is a guy where he's a human being, you know what I'm saying? I see a rhyme or reason. I see he's trying to provide for his family. I see he's like a complete human being, not just sort of like a plot device. You know what I mean? That like a caricature. You know what I mean? And this was not that. This was, guy sells drugs. He's bad because he's bad. Not really a rhyme or reason. It's like a walk on and walk off type thing. And I was supposed to shoot someone and stuff. I just didn't like it, man. I didn't like it. It was really tough because I was back on the phone, on and off on the phone. It's like, hey, I don't know if I could do this one. And then I ended up accepting it, kind of sheepishly. And then like I started talking to the person I was with at the time, and she was like, no, I don't think this is right for you. And so I went back to the agent and I was like, actually, no, I don't want to do this. And they were not happy with that.
Right, because you already accepted the
Because
role.
I had already accepted the role.
Yeah.
And it was a huge, I can't remember who, but it was a huge casting director. And they didn't want to sour that relationship with that casting director.
I mean, I think that's so important.
Relationships can make or break you in this thing, man.
Can will.
Yeah, it'll make it. Yeah, and because I had already accepted it, and then I kind of went back and I was like, okay, no, I'm not. They weren't messing around with that, and so I ended up being dropped. I was dropped for about 6 months, and thank God, and this is another point. When you have a manager and you have someone who believes in you, because finding a manager is a lot like speed dating. Like that's the one thing about it. Like even if you find an agency or a manager, that doesn't mean they're going to be a match for you.
Right.
It has to be a match. Like you have to find one, and then it's like you're on Tinder, like swiping left and swiping right.
Yeah.
Like who's the right manager or agent. And thank God for Tammy, because for that 6 months that I didn't have rep, she was sending me out to other agents and stuff like that. It's like, no, this kid's really good. And she stuck with me the entire time. So shouts out to Tammy, because she like really saved the day. And what ended up happening is, and this goes to show you that, the entertainment business is exactly what it said. Show business is a business. And at the end of the day, they're worrying about money, and everything else is less important than money. Because what happened is I had shot season 1 of Luke Cage. Luke Cage started doing really, really well. And then what happened is a couple of months later, after I'd been dropped from the agency, my agency gets a call from Marvel. And Marvel says, hey, we actually want this kid for like double his episodes this season. We want him from 8 episodes instead of 4.
Nice.
And we want him to be this big part of the season. Can we get him on the line? And so my agent was not going to be like, oh, no, we sort of just dropped him. And so they called me back and said, oh, well, yeah, we got money on the phone. So let's kind of renegotiate. And what ended up happening is, to be fair to them, their hang up was not that I didn't want to do the role. What they explained to me was the hang up was the miscommunication and me not telling them what I would and wouldn't do up front.
Right.
And so I gave them at that point a physical list of things I would and would not do, so that would never happen again. And so I ended up signing with the same agency. Now we have a terrific relationship, and it just went that way. But Marvel definitely saved my ass on that. Thank you so much.
and I'm glad you made the likening of it to a relationship. You weren't being communicative about
It's true.
what you like about yourself,
Yeah, and I didn't know that I would be presented with such a thing.
I mean, there's so many things that we don't know that we don't know.
Yeah.
Especially when you come in this game.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what we said about being educated beforehand.
Yeah.
It's
and
not too many
especially
will.
for my young ladies. You need to know what you will and won't do right now.
I see it often.
And if you come up to an agent or a manager, you need to give them that list that I just told you up front.
Right.
So that you don't get dropped. And some agencies, now let's say you're super lucky or unlucky, as some people would say, and you sign, because my agency is a boutique agency. So I like that because I'm a bigger fish in a smaller pond.
Right.
If you sign with like a book wall, like a huge like bi-coastal agency,
you're a number.
they have so many of you. That's the thing. And so you become disposable. And some of them have crazy rules. Like if you don't book something in 6 months, they can just drop you because they have so many of you already. You know what I mean? So like having that list of what you will and won't do now is so important.
And you won't have to worry about those hiccups and those hangups, because I have to learn the same thing when I like certain auditions I get. Like, I'm not too sure if this is something I want to do, because especially when you say to women, I've said this often, especially with that nudity thing. I'm like, yo, we're in the internet age, and nothing goes away anymore. Yeah, no. And it's the same thing even with roles you take. Like, there's a certain light that you was not trying to present yourself as. Yeah. If you would have been recorded, it would have been forever. And forever is forever now. Yeah. You dig? So like being very aware of who you are, and that's part of the craft too. It's like we often talk about this with other actors that have come through. Part of this craft of acting is finding out, learning more and more about yourself, and being more honest about, more comfortable about who you are, to the point that you can play almost anybody because you're that comfortable in the instrument that you're already using.
And it's tough too, man, because like when you're like a young actor and you're just starting out, you could get like a very problematic breakdown, but be so hesitant to say no because like you don't really have the luxury of saying no.
Inexperience.
Yeah,
when you're just fresh in the game, because you could be 50 and fresh. Yeah, and you know what I mean. You're just so happy to have
if you're Michael B. Jordan, you can do whatever you want. Right. If you're Denzel Washington, you can do whatever you. If you're Jaden Smith, you can do whatever you want. But when you're like, you get that, and it hurts your soul. But then again, it's like, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? Do I take this one problematic role and spend the rest of my career steering me away from that? Right. Or do I stay true to my heart and say no to this, take the punches, and then try, a curveball or something else?
And the thing is,
and that's everyone's individual choice, and it's difficult, man.
And there's no map, because you could take that one problematic role and still be good. Yeah. But once again, Are you gonna take the third one?
Yeah.
Are you gonna take the fifth one? Are you gonna take the 10th one? When do you create this boundary for yourself that I don't want to do this? Because if you let them, they will typecast you. And this is one thing I will say about typecasting. On the surface, I think typecasting has a bad rep because you want to be typecast to a degree.
Because then you can work.
That makes you work.
Yeah, that's what my teachers would say. Champagne problem.
Right. Exactly.
It's a problem it's a problem people work their whole lives to get.
Right. You want to be working, so don't turn your nose up. I don't want to be typecast because typecasting can keep you working. Yeah. But at a point, you got to find that balance within yourself of what your agency and your management has to, because they're pitching you for these things too. So you got to let them know, like, well, don't only put me in this lane. Don't have me just in this one bubble, or don't even pitch me just for this same old shit because then my career is typecast. I don't want my entire career to be a typecast. You feel me? Because when you were talking about Debbie Morgan earlier, I was about to say the only success to me in this game is longevity.
Yes.
Period. You could be the most famous person when you're 30, dog, but if you're still not working when you're 50, then did you have a real success?
Yeah. And it depends. You know what else it depends, man? And this is so important to me too. Find out what your definition of success is too, man.
For yourself.
For you.
That's true.
Because everyone's success is not being a millionaire famous actor. Some people are very happy doing community theater, and that's what they love to do.
Yes,
and they want to keep their feet on the ground, and they just want to make work. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
longevity does not mean fame.
And exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just meaning work.
Exactly. And this is what I tell people, man. When I was a kid, what the thing that honestly, the reason why I started being an actor is probably not so pure anyway. I just saw Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I said, I would be that nigga.
I mean, no.
Yeah, I want to be that
most of us. That's the
and all the girls, he was cool, and I just wanted to be cool and rich and famous, and that was it. But what happened is, now that I'm 25, which is not very old, but for all intents and purposes, you know what I'm saying, 25 versus 9, you know what I mean? Now I want the fame, I want the money, I want all of that, but the reasons why I want it are different now. Mm-hmm. Because there are people I want to help. There are people, it's like, it's to whom much is given, much is required type of thing. Mm-hmm. I think about all the time, like, where I would be if that girl who did not help me and give me Tammy's information over that cheese sandwich. I feel now almost obligated to do that for other actors because it was done for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying, definitely figure out what your definition of success is. And I also feel like, for me, the reason why I need to have the type of success that I am shooting for is because the changes in society that I would like to see require me to have that kind of power to make changes. Because at the end of the day, and it's a heartbreaking thing to say, but it's so true, at the end of the day, drive and good intention with zero power means nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't just be a nice guy and I want to see, I want to improve the roads in New Orleans, but I'm not getting out there and voting, or I want to, I want there to be more black-owned agencies in America, but I'm this no-name actor and I don't have anything. You have to have power to incite change. You can't just have an agenda. Right. An agenda with no power gets nothing done.
Just a dream.
So it's just a dream. It's just an idea. Mm-hmm. So that's why, and so many people, to me, they demonize the desire for fame, the desire for money, and the desire. And I wonder about that all the time. Like, how bad is it really? Because when you have power, you can make those changes that you want to see in society.
And I'm gonna throw this on top of it too. When you're that good, when you're so good that you're famous, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. And there's so much in, and there's so much in, like I said, the triangle of luck, guts, and talent. There's so much that goes into it besides skill.
Right.
And the danger of it and believing that skill is what gets you there is so many-fold. Like, for example, I remember you had done a post that I ended up commenting on one day on Facebook about this young lady who paid for this billboard to get Tyler Perry's attention. Mm-hmm. And it was this billboard.
Still creepy to
and
me.
she had this billboard, and she had her headshot, and it said, Tyler Perry, I'm your next leading lady. And I just looked at that, and I was like, I hate that, but I understand it, but I hate it, but I understand it.
And she wound up winning.
And well, she wound up getting his attention.
No, she got a role now.
Did she get a role in one of his films?
Last week?
Did she like literally last week?
He just cast her in the what's that oval joint that he comes.
But I'm almost certain that she auditioned for him.
Oh, she had to.
Exactly.
But it got her the attention that you're talking about, and that's frustrating because at first I was clowning it because I'm like, bruh, when he told her like, don't do that type shit,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, don't do that because that's sullying so much. But
I would chalk that up to, and I could be wrong or I could be right. I would chalk that up to she probably finally auditioned for that thing, and I feel like she probably did not. Worst come to worst, she wasted $2,000.
Lots of money, yo.
You know what I mean? Because she could have just pulled up. Because she could have just pulled up to the audition. Because you don't need a billboard to audition, and that was basically Tyler's point.
Right.
Like maybe she did, but I don't think she needed that attention to pull up to his audition. I think she could have just pulled up to the audition. Because she had roles already.
Yeah, you
she had rep
already. Right.
She had rep. She had roles already. That means she could have just auditioned for one of his projects, and that means that money is wasted. And maybe that's the bad thing that came out of that. But this is my point, though. So what happens when you lean so much on if I just have enough skill, then things will happen? What happens is you start feeling like you deserve roles, and that's very dangerous.
Entitlement.
There's entitlement in that. Like I felt that way. That like I've been acting since I'm 9 years old, and now I'm 25. I deserve this role, or I deserve that, or I should have gotten this. If I go out for something and I don't get it. But the heartbreaking but true, realistic answer is that actors don't get roles that they deserve.
Right.
You get the roles you're right for. That's the roles you get. Because it's not your place to say, I'm right for this role in your project. That's that person's baby. They've been working on this thing for years. It takes years for something to get greenlit. It's not your place to say, I'm the right person for your project. That's the casting director's job. And it's not your job, it's not your place, and it's entitled. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Ultimately,
but
also the director and the producer's
you
job.
will never get the jobs that you deserve. You will always get the jobs that you're right for. It's one of my favorite quotes in the world. What misses you is never for you, and what's for you will never miss you.
Right.
Right. As long as you're putting your best foot forward. If you roll up in there, you ain't got enough sleep. You roll up in there, you don't know your lines, you're not off book. Your resume don't have 3 columns with special skills at the bottom. If you ain't did all that, your headshot looks like it's a selfie. Then
you got to put the work into.
Then that means you just didn't put your best foot forward and swing as hard as you could when the ball was thrown to you.
Right.
So that's what that means. But if you did all of that and you don't get it, that means that the casting director, he had heart problems and you're a brain surgeon. You're not the right one. You could have all the skill in the world in brain surgery. But they don't need someone to operate on a brain. They need open heart surgery. Right. So you're not the right person.
and also you're talking about the science of it. That director or producer could wake up 5 times on 5 different days and pick 5 different people depending upon whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with
you can look like the casting director's ex-wife's son. And I'm like,
all your talent is plus because they got a bad vibe.
And again, at the end of the day, it's their right.
Yeah.
To have a bad day and not cast you, really.
Or a bad vibe about you, or what have you.
Because they're the ones that have to hire you and pay you and see you
every day.
I mean, it's their prerogative.
Right. Right. Exactly.
It's not your thing. If you want to call the shots on who's casted and stuff, then you got to write your own stuff and wear all those hats yourself and do all that. If you want to be a part of this multi-million-dollar thing that already exists, then you have to fit what they think, not what you think.
Exactly.
And
I want to say this. When I was bringing it up earlier about being so good, I wasn't saying that if you're good, that means you're going to make it.
You're going to book
I'm
work.
trying to say that when you're talking about like for me personally, I want to be famous, but I don't want to be famous for fame. I want to be so prolific.
Because you're skilled. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That I've been going so hard that
there's so many people like that.
You know what I mean? That like Jeffrey Wright, he's somebody that people don't speak on. Come on, Mahershala been in the game. You know what I'm saying? Most of our heroes didn't pop till they was like in their 40s.
Exactly.
And they've been doing it since their 20s.
I think Morgan Freeman was that way.
Yep.
Didn't get his first role until he was over 40.
Yes, dog. So it's like, but I want to be undeniable, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be undeniable.
Yeah,
but
man.
you got to put in that everything else.
I don't think there's anything wrong with one. Like I said before, I don't think there's anything wrong with whatever your definition of success is. Right. You know what I mean? It's as long as you're not demonizing someone else's. Like either way, you know what I mean? My mom used to say, when you compare yourself to other people, it's always bad because you come out feeling either superior or inferior. So comparing yourself is always bad. So just figure out what is my definition of success, and then figure out what is the smartest way to get me there. And for me, I knew that like moving to New York, I felt like would double my chances. You know what I mean? I was skilled, and I did put in my work. But some of it was luck. Some of it was things that I didn't have control over, like having a mother that could afford me to send me to New York to a nice college where I would then meet a man. you know? So like there's other things, you know what I mean? And maybe your two is not luck and skill. Maybe your two is skill and guts. You know, maybe your two
just work it and
work it like Morgan Freeman, which like people who, you know, even my guy Mike, who's Luke Cage. He's over 40. His birthday was yesterday. I hope he's not going to beat me up for saying what I just said. Just like, hold on, son. It's not my industry age. You didn't need to say that. You know, casting directors disregard everything he just said.
So what you learn on the set then? Like, what was it like from the audition process of Luke Cage to actually...
Oh man, that's a cool story too, man. I auditioned for Luke Cage 3 times. I was rejected three times, man, and it was for it was a bit part in the beginning. Word. I wasn't nearly supposed to have what I got. I went in to say 3 lines. I'm trying to remember desperately what my lines were, but the original name of the role was DVD Kid, so it didn't even have a name. It was just DVD Kid, and I went out. It was 3 lines. But the 3 lines were really cool. It was like a little Easter egg for the Avengers, and it was like, don't mess with the Green Man, and don't, you know, and the guy with the skirt and the hammer, and the guy with those really cool like Easter eggy type of lines. And I went there and I did
I remember that.
Yeah. And they were kept. And what happened is Cheo Coker, who was our showrunner and director, shout out to Cheo. He just liked what I did so much that he added 3 additional episodes to what I was supposed to have. Word. And so my 4 lines became 4 episodes in the first season, and my 4 episodes became 8 in the second season, and then we got Thanos snapped. And then we got... But it was a good gig while it lasted.
Man, and I loved that second season. I felt
no small roles, no excuses.
But that's the truth. Because you never know what is going to happen. Because I have a similar story in NCIS New Orleans, man. I was only supposed to be like gang leader. Yeah. And they, once again, writers or producers, they don't change it if you're doing your thing.
Absolutely.
And it was like, man, we like what you're doing. And I wound up doing like a 7-episode spread. You just never know what that quote-unquote small role will entail.
And that's another button I would put on that story is this industry is a whole bunch of you not knowing what's going on. And what I mean though is like you could be so sure that something is going to happen, and it can be literally Thanos snap the next day. I mean, Cheo and me and Mike and all the guys over at Marvel.
Second season.
We thought for certain that we were going to get a 3rd season at least. We had all the critical reception. Everyone loved the show,
and it was a cliffhanger.
And it was a cliffhanger. I mean, we had all the makings to have a beautiful 3rd season. And what it ended up being is 2 guys at opposite ends of the table could not agree, and we didn't get a 3rd season. I was, poor Cheo even came up to me and he said, "Hey man, we upgraded you. We're gonna upgrade you again." And I got all starry eyed. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a series regular now."
Dude, the way I see your story,
and I was gonna be the leader of Pops and stuff. I was gonna be like the new Pops, and I was gonna be. And then literally, deadline. I was even talking to Mike at that point. He's like, "Hey, did you find anything else?" And he would text me back. He's like, "Nah, man, we're missing deadlines. I don't know what's going on." And and then we found out about the Disney Plus thing, and then it just didn't happen.
Right.
You know, and now, I mean, if the show ever does come back, it'll probably be with someone else playing DW and someone else playing Mike and someone else.
No, we
playing
don't want
Luke
that.
and,
No,
because
we
I
want that.
and I just saw a week ago they sold all my props from Pop's Barbershop in an auction at Comic-Con.
Damn.
So it's definitely not coming back as our iteration.
Yeah.
It may come back after the 2-year clause as a different cast and stuff. But that just goes to show you, like Mike was like the lead of the show. So for sure he thought it was coming back, and I could only imagine how he felt being the star of the show and then it just ending like that. But props to Mike, man. I mean, he's got tons of projects coming out. Everyone from Luke Cage has booked other things.
Yeah.
Oh,
girl got a show.
Yeah, Simone is on a cop show. Yeah.
She's a judge or something.
Yeah. Simone's on a cop show. Mike is a crime-fighting priest now.
What is he?
Yeah, I
Didn't
can't.
that
I'm
show
trying to
Evil
remember.
on CBS.
Yeah, he's got 2 things. He has one. I think it's called Blue Bloods. And he's like a crime lord or something. Not unlike he was about to be on Luke Cage.
Dude.
And he's like slugged out, and he has this like fur coat and like these chains and like
complete opposite of
yeah.
Luke Cage.
Well, he would have been what Luke Cage was becoming.
Evolving into
Yeah.
season 3 who's gonna get him.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yes.
So he's that. He's also like he's a series regular, like I said, like a some sort of crime fighting priest or something, which is awesome. Simone's on a cop show. Mustafa Shakir.
Yeah.
Not Mufasa. That's
Mustafa
slang.
Shakir.
Mustafa.
He
My
was
guy
a
Mustafa.
scene stealer, my
He
dude.
was awesome.
Oh my God.
And he is playing Jet
On the freaking Cowboy Bebop, son. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I couldn't believe that. I was so jealous of that.
Bruh, I was
But
so
yeah,
hyped for him.
Mustafa's Jet now. And like everyone's doing something, and now I have Bill and Ted, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
unfortunately, I can't. I'm not allowed to disclose who I'm playing.
But you're in it.
But I'm a pretty sizable role in Bill and Ted, which is awesome.
Love.
So like months and months later, I was finally able to get over that, and I decided as a way to sort of get over. Because there's a period, it's like breaking up a relationship, like being on a show and being so sure that that's going to be your ticket. It's like a breakup or something,
It is.
The tears came, and it was rough at a second, you know what I mean? But what I did is, I just kept, you just shoot until one falls in, and one fell in, and I ended up giving my Pop's Barbershop hat to Kid Cudi on set, because he told me, when I met him, he told me he was a fan, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this to you.
Dude, you freaking
both
Kid
as a
Cudi.
way for me to, get over this show, and because it's Kid Cudi. Yeah.
Kid Cudi,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So
My guy.
I'm gonna toss to you in a second, Lawrence, but I want to ask you because you talk about Bill and Ted with that's Keanu Reeves. You talking about Mike Coates over here? You've been around some dynamite actors.
Yeah.
Craft wise.
Yeah.
What has that done for you?
Man, I'm so happy because they say never meet your heroes, and I'm so happy that I haven't seen that yet because every single person I've met has been a super down-to-earth guy. There's so many stories about Keanu Reeves just being like the ultimate, like, just dope person.
Cool, right.
Yeah, man. He gave. I heard. And this is a rumor. I've never been able to like confirm or deny this with anyone, but I heard that he gave a good portion. I think of his second earnings of the second Matrix movie to like the crew of the show.
Yeah.
Like a good portion of it, And he did that. I mean, he ended up giving me and the rest of the cast like these really nice script books, and they have our names engraved on it, and he wrote everyone like a nice little note about our performances and stuff like that. Just a great dude. He remembered my name. Like every time I saw him, I was like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" He's like, "Jeremiah, what's going on?" He shook my hand and stuff like that. And I would just say to like Keanu Reeves knows who I am. Like, that's so cool.
You're freaking Keanu Reeves in today's Jeremiah. Like
Yeah. He's very. He's definitely an introvert. He left like 20 minutes after the start of the cast dinner. Like he was up and gone. But he's a super down to earth guy, man. He's always talking to people and shaking hands and encouraging people, man. That's a good dude. Mike Coulter's the same way. He's like sort of a jokester, that dude, Mike. He'd be complaining 1 second. Like, he's such an actor. Like, I remember I was supposed to tell him where Domingo Colon was, like, residing or whatever, like, this drug lord in season 1. and he was like, "Oh, your head's supposed to be on a swivel," and tell me who he is. So they yelled cut, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm freezing my ass off," and he's shivering, he's doing all this complaining, and then action. Where's D'Amico Club? like he's like under a real actor, like he just like on a dime, and he just switches.
So, Bob, for you working with these people,
yeah,
how'd that feel?
Man, it's cool, man. And one thing, I would also say to people is once you start accomplishing things, just be aware how that affects other people. I feel like for me, like, once you start accomplishing stuff, what people forget is that it's not just a cool thing that happens every now and then. These people become your coworkers, and you have to sort of download that. Because what people treat it as like, like if I say like you have to just be constantly aware of it's hard out here in this game, and it's hard to book work. So you just have to always remind yourself of how you're speaking about things. Because if I say, if someone asked me how my day was and I told them the truth, I was like, yeah, man, I was palling around with Alex Winter and I was palling around with Keanu, and people would be like, oh, you're flexing, and it's like,
no,
well, my guy, he's my coworker.
Right.
So you have to like sort of like bite the bullet there. You know what I mean? You have to like sort of remember that it is really hard to get in the industry, and there are other people who wish they could say that. So you have to like remember at one point you don't want to stifle your own excitement, because I did work really hard to get in this position, but at the same time you have to think about other people too. So like that balancing act right there. Is a big thing,
and it's a constant balancing act, because you just never know who you're affecting and
who
how
you're around.
And that oh my goodness, I have so many stories on that. I'm gonna get the question to you, Lawrence.
I did not realize that until I think I like directed a show over at Dillard like forever ago, and shout out to Rachel. She was a freshman, and I casted her in it, and like a year or two later, she like DM'd me, and she was like, I want you to know, I'm glad that you did that. I'm glad that you kicked off my theater career. And I was like, okay, so you just wanted me to cry today. I didn't need to do that. So I was like, my tear ducts are messed up now. But I wanted to talk a little bit about those boundaries. Aside from the story that you gave us, did you have any sort of situation where you had to figure out those boundaries? You had to be like, oh, this is not something that I want to do. This is not something that I'm comfortable doing. Because I'm always one to say, if you are not even though, yeah, this is hard, but if you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it, because it will show.
Yeah.
And I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather say, no, I'm not going to do this because it's going to look crappy. Yeah. As opposed to you doing it and then knowing you're crappy and screwing everything up.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a role where you're like, oh, I'm never doing this again in life?
I'm not sure that I've been... For the extent, I would say that I didn't love doing my very first one, where I was like the troublemaking teen, or I was like shooting up this house, and that's like the first thing that people see of me on TV. Mm-hmm. I would have rather that not be the first thing, absolutely. But then again, I'm just, what I'm glad though is that I ended up being able to work around that and like, make the list and stuff like that of stuff I would not do later. I would say that's the only role though. Like, thank God, everything else has been things that I've loved or at least been okay with.
And it's okay if that list changes.
Yeah,
you never know. You never know what might change, because like you might want to list out never kiss a guy. You evolve in your thinking.
And sometimes people grow, and some people change. That I will say that. Something that has been playing in my mind is like trying not to get stuck in the DW character, like the really loud sidekicky type. Right. Because I felt like I was sort of making a type for myself, because I booked that, and then a little while later I booked a sort of similar type on another show. It was called Bull. It was with Michael Weatherly. It's on CBS, and I was on the stand and stuff like that. And I used sort of the same voice that I used with DW, like just like sort of a New York twang, you know what I'm saying? And then I was tempted to keep doing that with other auditions, and I was like, no, I want to use my regular voice now. Because like I felt myself sort of setting a trap for myself there.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, right after that audition, I was like, nope, I'm not doing this voice again. No, I want to use my regular voice now.
You gotta have self-awareness.
Yeah.
You must have self-awareness. Feel me? So what's your process? Like, let's say you get an audition, what do you do?
I'm very much a proponent of the practical method.
Okay.
I'm not huge on like the more method type stuff or delving too deep into the personal life. You know what it reminds me of, like the method and stuff? It reminds me, if there's any anime fans there, I'm a super anime head here, like sitting here with a huge Naruto tattoo on my left arm. Like,
I even know.
Yeah, I'm a super anime guy. But the method really reminds me of like Kaioken, like what it does to your body. Like, you remember Kaioken and DBZ?
I didn't watch DBZ hard.
Oh, you didn't. Well, for those of you who didn't know,
Vegeta.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, Kaioken in this show, it's a technique similar to what I think of the method in acting, where it's sort of a trade-off. And so what you do is you can basically, in minute ways, destroy your body, but you can get 2, 3, 4, or 5 times the strength that you have. So you can get way stronger really, really quick, but every time you use it, it hurts you. You know what I'm saying? And if you and the farther you go, like Kaioken times 2 or Kaioken times 3 or Kaioken times 4, and the more you use it, like the more debilitating it comes to your body, till you're almost paralyzed. And that's sort of the trade-off of the technique. But you can win a fight very quickly if you use it. You know what I mean? And there are long-term effects to your body too. So if you use times 2 and you use it a couple times, you may be okay. But then if you have to use times 3 or times 4, you could start to like lose muscle mass, and you can start to like break down and that's what the method.
Here's my
like
anime connection for you on that. You watch My Hero?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah, Deku. Yeah.
I got you. We together.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly what it's like. You know, using it like every time he snaps. And breaking his fingers and breaking his arm. Yeah, it's exactly like that. And the method is very much like that to me. Like, and that's why, you know, I had method teachers before. They would do something called sense memory, and in controlled doses, I think it's okay. And what they would do is they you would sit in a chair and you'd be encouraged, like they would play certain music, and you'd be encouraged to like sort of go in the inner workings of your mind and find these memories. And basically the goal, they wouldn't say this, but the goal would be to have you sobbing by the end of the class.
Right.
And a lot of people were. But the thing is, they would have this rule. It's like, do not use anything that happened in the last 3 years. Because it'll kill you, destroy you, and especially in TV, you have to do it over and over.
Right.
Like you can't just cry once, and they have to get other takes, and they have to get other angles, and they have to, So thank God in TV they have tear squads and they can help you. But like,
so when it comes, I'm gonna ask you, that's another question to ask people.
But like that's why I think the method is so dangerous. I feel like for me the practical method's better.
I'm about to ask you. So when it comes to crying and whatnot, do you do sense memory or
Okay, so I try. I'm sort of a hybrid. So usually, if I don't have to like cry, I don't need like a physical reaction. I'm practical all the way. What's my goal? How do I get it? What's my obstacle? What's in my way? And how do the different ways, like what are the different tactics that I use to get what I want? You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's my moment before? What's my moment after? It's all very practical with me.
And you have the right partner.
Yeah.
And it's going to all work out. So I always trust.
So now, if I really have to like have like a physical reaction, then that's when I'll dip my toes in like sense memory stuff. But I try to wane myself off of that as much as I can, because it can be very painful. You sort of have to torture yourself at that point.
It's self-inflicting trauma.
And I would say or like controlled trauma almost.
I like that.
You know, like and so the only time I would say it's absolutely necessary and it's hard to do that without would be like a theater situation, because in theater you can't really fake crying. I mean, you can kind of try. You can turn around with a little package, and then you're turning. Oh, I'm crying now, but it doesn't really work.
Pull you off the stage.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really work. Or you can try the hands on the face method while you're crying, like while you're like screaming. You know what I mean? Like the
And I stand by this.
Your face up. But it
you don't always need to cry.
Yeah.
Because
and some people, and you're right.
you can sell the moment and the emotion without the tears if you once again as long as you stay honest to everything that you say your objectives, what you want. Everything else, it will come across good. Because oftentimes some people they fight.
Crime's sort of is sort of an easy win for people. I feel like
exactly.
Easy. Not easy in some ways and easy in
it can show that you can act.
Yeah. It's like, I can't tell you how many people have come up and they're like, "Oh, you're an actor? Can you cry?" Yeah, dude. It's like, come on. Like, there's other things. Like it's like there's other things I can do. There's like voices that I can do. I can do impressions. I can do like other stuff. I do a killer Morty impression from Rick and Morty.
Well, now you gotta do it since you saying this shit.
Rick, I told you before, crime's not really necessary, Rick.
No, Morty, you doing all this crime is pissing me off.
I'm telling you right now, Rick. I mean, people say that you have to cry, but I mean, geez, I don't know. I mean, crying's a whole lot of work.
Morty crying for bitches, and my grandson's not a bitch.
You gotta cry, Morty. You gotta cry. Give us some tears for Squanchy over there, Morty. Give us some tears for bird person, Morty. Come on, take one for the team for Planet Classic Bar, Morty. That's what I told you to do. That's what I said.
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, but no one asked me to do that. It's always cry. It's like, jeez.
But one thing I will always say is do what works for you, but be aware of what it's doing to you.
Exactly. You know? That's such a great point.
This, of course,
such a great point.
Is the moment in the Acting While Black that we tell everybody to find a therapist. Please.
Therapy is so great.
We've done this at least what? This is gonna be the 9th or 10th show.
9th or 10th, depending.
Dude, and listen, my church going folks out there, it's okay to go to church and also go to therapy.
That's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you go to the doctor and you go to church, you don't say anything's wrong with that.
Nope.
So why can't you go to church and go to therapy?
We often get so wrapped up in this either or mentality. No, we can do both. We can have it all.
You're strong. You're better than you think. You can do more than one thing. There's no wrong. There's nothing
we
wrong.
We can care about Popeye's chicken sandwiches and still go vote on Amazon. We can walk and chew
It's
gum.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Good button.
Completely went blank. I'm still talking on the Morty thing.
It happens to the best of us,
It was really, really good. So, have you ever had your black actor? I keep on saying black actor moment, but black actor wake up call, where somebody asks you to be more black.
Let me think.
They
don't say that. They say it in sneakier ways. Man.
I'm about to say
something like urban.
No, but I want to ask the question too. Or have you had a moment in the industry where the industry reminded you that you're black?
That the industry reminded me. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Luckily enough, I don't. The most infuriating things that I've seen have come from breakdowns. Fortunately enough, I haven't met too many assholes that are confident enough to ask me that.
Give some examples of the breakdown.
But yeah, I even have a song on my album. It's called Traptivist, where I tell this whole story of this like breakdown that it was just so annoying. It'll be like I'm trying to think. 5'8" black male drug dealer, or they'll say, like you said, they'll say urban drug dealer, edgy.
Must be comfortable with a gun.
Yeah. Must be. Killing somebody. Yeah. Must have firearm experience.
but this is what I will say about those roles, because I get offered those a lot.
The breakdowns will make you sort of mad.
You have to bring your humanity to it.
Yeah.
Because
sometimes you can do a lot with a little.
Yes. Sometimes
where the writers fall, you can rise.
No, you need to rise.
Yeah. Sometimes a role is just so cookie cutter that there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Other times they give you a little bit of humanity, and your delivery and your face and other things can help it.
And I will pull more humanity, because I just did I didn't get this one, but I was never.
And sometimes they let you improv.
Yeah. And I'm improv my ass off. But I remember being at this callback, and the role was that.
Yeah.
But they had more to him because this guy felt guilty and he was trying to take care of this kid because he was responsible for the kid's dad getting killed and all this. So
and it's never a white drug dealer.
No,
Never.
rarely.
It's never.
Rarely.
Never. It never says
Rarely.
Caucasian male 5'8" drug dealer.
They want a black man. They want a black man. But I refused to do the role thug. Like whatever the stereotype was, I was like, no. I'm gonna make him funny. He's gonna smile. I'm gonna have some fun with it because most of these figures that y'all think in your stereotype on your brain and when you writing the story, those people in the hood are just human beings.
Exactly,
They might not always make the best decisions, but they not. Your uncle over here in your white area of suburbia is not that different from my uncle in the hood when it comes to what they want in life.
Word, I remember this. Someone I follow on Facebook is the funniest thing I ever saw, bro. I swear to you, I was rolling. They said, she said something along the lines of, all you people that are scared of niggas in the hood, gun toting and doing all this drug dealing, man, they sitting at home with them dirty ass headbands watching Naruto. Sitting at home. Yeah, man. Sitting, you know, look, man. They're not what you think, and everybody, and
most people in the hood scared of the same shit you scared of too.
And the people in the hood are trying to get out, you know.
And I stand by all these characters are humans.
Yeah,
even if you should never paint anybody with that's the bad guy, that's the good guy. These are human beings.
The greatest villains that we've ever seen in cinema were ambiguous almost.
They're the hero of their story.
Like exactly. Like it's sort of the moral ambiguity thing, and and it's getting it's getting more and more prevalent in media now because writing has evolved.
Our heroes are more ambiguous.
Like look at a Killmonger, look at a Thanos, look at a even Kingpin and Daredevil, you know what I'm saying, had his reasons.
So layered, man.
You know what I mean?
Man, look at Breaking Bad.
The
whole premise of this show was to turn Mr. Rogers into Scarface.
Exactly.
You feel me? And they did it expertly.
I'm such a nerd. All I have is nerdy examples.
Nah, it's beautiful. Everybody's a nerd to something, though.
It's cool as hell to be a nerd now, baby.
Well, I'm saying,
we are in the golden age of comic books. I'm mad at this point, bro, because I was a nerd. Nah, man, I was weird and nobody liked me, man. And now I go everywhere and say, "Oh, did you see this? Did you see?" I knew about it when I was 9. The stuff you talking about, man.
Yes.
I was watching Toonami religiously.
Right. I'm the comic nerd nigga. I was that growing up forever. I was like super comic.
I was one of those people running with my arms behind my back at lunch. I was one of those people. I was trading the cards.
But my G,
I thought I was too cool for Pokemon, so I did other stuff. I don't want to hear about how you just discovered it.
But my G, if you know every stat of every NFL player that's ever lived, you're a nerd.
Yeah, you a nerd about that.
I'm saying, we try to say nerd, like, no, everyone's a nerd to something.
Exactly.
Acceptance is
a great point.
Acceptance is everything.
That's a great point.
Are there any fears that you have in your career right now, or just in general?
Fears in my career.
Or about the career.
I think, man, I just wanna. I wanna remain kind, man. I wanna remain kind. I think my biggest fear probably is not being able to help folk. You know what I mean? Help it, being kind, I feel like, I remember I took this test. It was a personality test years ago, and Dorothy's probably rolling her eyes because I say this all the time. But I took this personality test, and it said, one of the main questions were, would you rather your kids grow up kind or smart? And I took the test more than once, and every single time I said kind. And I think kind is so much more. I think smart is so important. I think kind is so much more important.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you're smart, your life will be easy. You'll save yourself a lot of save yourself a lot of time. Your life will be easier. But I think if you're kind, your life will be a lot more interesting, a lot less lonely,
fulfilling,
and a lot more fulfilling.
Because nobody wants to hang around a smart douche.
Yeah, man.
And I want to say this. I said this recently. There's a difference between being nice and being kind.
Yeah. There's
people that are,
and
nice.
That's another, and that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Some advice that I was given is trying to help too many people. You know what I mean? And because and it goes back to what I was saying before of this point of, you must have power to incite change. And what that means is, and Deku said this. We were talking about this in My Hero Academia. There was a point where Deku talked about this, and All Might was saying, Midoriya, I really think he should, take my position or whatever. But sometimes I'm worried that that your heart is too kind or too soft or something like that. And there's this moment where he realizes that to be able to make the changes he wants to see in the hero world, he has to be strong enough to make those changes, and he has to be the number one hero.
Right.
He has to be better than everyone else to be able to help those people.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's almost backwards to think about it, but it's almost like you have to focus on you so that you can become powerful enough
to help
then have the luxury
of
helping other people.
Church.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I'm in a boat and I'm sailing and I have 4 people and there's all this water and it's so heavy and the island's way over there, I can't take them there. The boat's too heavy. You guys got to find your own boat, and then when I can get all the way there, I'll come back with this huge boat and I'll get all of you.
I'll come back with a yacht. Baby.
I'll come back with a yacht. You know what I'm saying? But I can't take you there. Because it's too heavy. I don't have enough of my own.
It's like it's like this. You ever had people be like, "Hey, you could get my dude on." How can I get?
Nah, man, I'm not there. Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
I'm
still getting.
And there's and I sort of try to use my jurisdiction too, man. But just because it'd be so many people. Now, there's some people that come up to me and they ask me legitimate questions. Those people, I really try to help them. But there's only like maybe 2 people that I truly am going to make a point to like talk to my agent, like this person, da-da-da. Because my agent told me, listen, you're at a certain point in this agency, we will take referrals from you. So I reserve like 2 spots in my mind and no more. Of 2 people who I really believe they are serious about it. Because I can't tell you how many people ask me, hey, can you see me to the agency? Well, do you have a headshot? Nah, man, well, I'm still working on it and da-da-da-da-da. Well, do you have a resume? Yeah, man, but it's not really in the right format and it's not da-da-da-da, and it doesn't.
I can't put my reputation on the line.
No,
for bullshit.
No, man, no, I can't. It's like I can't do that for you. You know what I mean? And conversely, there are so many people who will do the flip side and they'll make it as if like my agent or my manager has been doing all the work for me, and it's like this whole idea of you only have what you have because of your agent or because of your. When in reality, it was both of us.
Partnership.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was both of us. If it was just her, she couldn't have got anything done because she's not the one who went to the auditions and booked the work. That part was me.
All worked on the set.
But then if it was only me, I wouldn't have got to the audition at all. So it's both, and you have to sort of realize that, you know?
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Is there a dream role that you have, or a dream type of role that you would want?
There's absolutely a dream role that burns within me, and I don't want to say it because it's exact. This is the exact thing that I want, and I'm really hoping they're going to do this thing. And if they do, I will camp outside of the audition. But if I say this right now, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Suspects you, motherfucker.
I will give you a perfect example, and this even goes back to like the deserving the roles type thing. I remember when Mike booked Luke Cage, the whole industry was like on fire because so many people wanted to be Luke. Like Terry Crews wanted to be Luke Cage. The Old Spice guy wanted to be Luke Cage to the point where I can't remember this brother's name, but my guy, he made a whole trailer of himself as Luke Cage. Like it's still on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like he hired a production company and he made like a mock Luke Cage trailer and basically campaigned for the role. And I was like, man, I have so much respect for the wherewithal. But that's no different for me than the young lady with the Tyler Perry billboard.
Right.
And what happens
I give him more
is
props in the billboard because at least that went to some creator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
well.
And that's why I refuse to talk about this, about the role, because I don't deserve it. If it's right for me, I'll get it.
What genre is it in?
What genre? It's a superhero role.
It's a superhero role. All right.
If I literally just tell you it's a superhero role and you think about like
No.
the young black
No,
superheroes that we have.
I know what
you
it is.
can probably. There's only.
No. As soon as you say
You know what I'm
superhero,
saying?
I caught you.
Because this is. I'll say this.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
it's
it was
this is a role that someone So this is definitely a role that someone who worked for this company. They went up to me and said, you would actually be pretty cool for this. I was like, yeah, I think so too.
Right.
Where's the authenticity?
I
mean, they've been talking about this role recently.
I don't know if it's gonna happen because we almost sort of kind of have it already, but we don't have it in the way that I'm talking about it.
I think
so. I don't know if we. I don't know.
I think it's going to happen for the myth.
And I feel like by the time that it comes,
you don't want to age out.
I was just about to say I may be too old for this role. I don't know.
I mean, well, recently there was a specific show that was talking about having this character on it, and you never know what happens with that. But I hope they make a movie.
Yes,
that's what you're saying. I hope they give him that character the full justice that the character deserves.
Yes,
and and I'm glad.
And honestly, the MCU is about to employ like 30 billion actors. Because Phase 4 has 50 billion projects.
Oh my God.
So even if it's not that character, I might maybe I can shoot for something else. Holy cow!
Oh shit!
The next phase has. I mean, they even have a what if series where they're gonna have like all this.
I mean, they have it till phase. They said Blade is phase 5, my nigga.
Yeah.
So they really have it.
Yeah, they have
like
5. Nah. Yeah.
So all kind of things can happen. So hopefully. Any role in the MCU would be a dream for me because I'm a nerd. So that's the thing. Whenever someone asked me that same question,
and you were Venom, dude. Yeah, that was so crazy,
dude. That
when I saw me and Kiara were watching Venom, and I was like, and I just see the scene, and I see you convulse. I was like, dude, it's Martin. Yo, I was like, yo, you see the time I stood up. I was like, yo, Martin Venom.
And that's how I get whenever I see anybody I know. So I'm glad you like the.
I was like, yo, I know. I didn't even have Snapchat, and I pulled Snapchat up. I pulled it up. I hadn't been in Snapchat in a mad long. I was like, yo, my guy's Venom.
Yo, but my dream is like you. I want to play a role. I want to be a superhero. Like I grew up playing with action figures. I wanted.
You got the type, man.
You feel me?
I got the type.
That's why I'm working out like crazy these days. I'm trying to get there.
I think you.
#max.
I think, man. And I could say this. You can't say this. It'll be me saying this. So for you, it'll be okay. I think you'd be a great Dr. Voodoo, man.
Son.
I think that would be a dope role for you.
Deep cut. I know exactly. Deep cut. That's a possibility.
I think like a role like that. Yeah, I think that would be a dope role for you.
Put that in the
I think someone from New Orleans should play that role. Like someone.
And I feel like
someone with like roots in voodoo or something. That would be cool too.
And I feel like that role's not impossible to happen. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna throw that out in the atmosphere.
Yeah. We can say that. He neither confirms nor denies wanting this role. That came from me. That came from my mouth. Let the record show.
But the love and the want of more blacks in sci-fi, more black superheroes. Man. Like we don't have to be just resigned to dramas, comedies, and church films.
And I know some people talk about, I think there will be superhero fatigue, and I even answer that. I think as long as it makes money, it's going to continue to happen.
Right.
True.
You know what I mean?
And lore lasts.
Yeah.
Lore lasts. And if they can still make Robin Hood and Hercules and all these movies that they've been making since the dawn of time.
People say there's going to be superhero fatigue, but they watch all this other stuff. They'll be like Star Wars fans.
Since forever, 007.
And they'll be like 007.
Since forever.
That's not realistic. I mean, like it doesn't have like superpowers, but it's not realistic.
They have enough.
Even certain things that you see on like cop shows, like certain things that they hold, the way that they'll hold a gun or shots that they take from super far away or that even that stuff won't be like pinpoint accuracy.
Right.
So it's
We're
like
watching this for entertainment.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
point. We're supposed to be swept away in storage.
That drives me to no end. Oh, I didn't find it realistic.
It's a movie!
It ain't supposed to be!
Right.
It's not supposed to be!
Right. And you know what I see? Instead of like it going completely out, I just see it sort of evolving. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like The Boys, I think is a perfect example of that. Yes. That is literally my favorite show right now.
They killed that.
Gosh, it was so we just finished it.
Yeah.
Gosh, and no spoilers for any of you haven't finished the show yet, but gosh, that show was so good.
It was amazing, but I agree totally on the evolution because when you look at it right now, like it got canceled, but New Mutants was supposed to be a horror film. New Mutants. I don't think they
Oh,
get
New
canceled.
Mutants. Oh,
New
I was about to say, I know boys didn't get canceled.
No, not the boys.
My God.
They're shooting second
The
season
boys.
right now.
God, that
They're
was
shooting
so
second
good.
season right now. No.
Oh.
But like,
I can't breathe.
now the genre is going to start getting into horror.
I think
fantasy.
villainy, like the
Thanos-
like the
Thanos was basically his movie.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I mean?
Or
And
even the
Joker
Sony.
joint.
The joke. The Sony is trying to like basically like make a villains universe now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like the Brightburn movie is also, if you've seen
Big time.
Brightburn,
Yep, that was
they're
amazing.
trying to do that. Also, theory. I don't.
And
think
that's a
this is too
horror
much of
film.
and I don't
Brightburn's
think
a horror film.
I don't think this is too much of a spoiler. But if you've seen Brightburn and you see Homelander,
I'm glad you said it.
they're literally like,
Dude, I said
it's
that,
as
dude.
if he grew up.
I said that. I said on Facebook. So
It's
Brightburn's
literally-
Homelander's is a prequel, huh?
Yeah,
But we want to see
just
like
a
you
different
said,
hair color. I mean.
evolution matters, and no, superhero fatigue's not happening. So I
Yeah.
think we have a lot of.
But I think like
got
really
hope.
dope villains universes, I think would be like next, or like I said, shows like The Boys who sort of comment on the superhero culture. That's cool too.
I mean, the Joker film was about to bust things wide open.
Joaquin Phoenix is finna kill this man.
Dude.
You could just tell from like just the setup of the whole. People are already from the trailer being like, yeah, man, he's giving Heath a run for his money and da da da. People are already saying that.
I think it's gonna be some shit, dog. And it's a Scorsese, not Scorsese film, but the director's trying to give it a Scorsese feel.
Yeah.
And it's set in the '80s, and it's this whole vibe. They're trying to make it
Yeah,
more
man.
art house and such. So I'm very
they're
curious.
going
of how
like
it goes.
indie weird Joker
Yeah.
instead of.
They said forget everything you know from the comics.
Yeah, man.
So
I
I'm
think
curious.
that's cool, man. I get where some people come from. It's like I don't want a Joker origin story because like that's the whole thing about
Yeah.
Joker like not.
I was
knowing
one of
where he
those
comes from.
people.
I understand that, but we have enough of those Jokers already.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have this except for the Killing Joke.
Right.
We have the one.
And the Killing Joke even says I like to have my origin be multiple
Joke,
choice.
multiple choice.
So
yeah.
that could still be fake. So
Yeah.
we want to know.
And we don't know. We haven't seen the movie yet. We could in that movie get that where we see more than one and we see like fractured memory.
You never
we haven't
know.
seen the movie yet,
You
so you
never
don't know.
know.
So
You can't judge a movie by its trailer.
Yeah.
And I will say this, as a black actor, representation as always matters.
Yes.
I would like to see, and just speaking from having my mother have 7,000 children descend upon her house every Halloween. She's in one of them neighborhoods, so it's like, oh, we're all gonna go to this neighborhood because they got the best candy. I went from seeing little black girls playing, as Elsa with these blonde wigs. All of them looked like Lil' Kim. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Like some of them look like Lil' Kim, the other ones look like Mary J. Blige. It was
Yeah.
weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to this past here, so many Shories,
Yes,
so many Black
indeed.
Panthers,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
many Nakias. I'm
Yeah.
like, you.
God, we gotta wait 3 years. Oh my
They-
god.
2022. Why? Why
They
is it so long?
they see so many. They see you,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, that could be me.
And that's the point.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
hell,
Gosh,
I'll
that's
just-
important.
It is.
Just speaking on me. Mine was Geordie LaForge.
Oh, Star Trek, old school.
Yeah.
LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
I so much.
Just the one person, even though like now we have a whole cast, but
Yeah.
like just how much that means, like just the one cast member.
Yeah.
Even though they're technically the token black character.
But we didn't
Well,
understand that
But
then.
we didn't care
Emil-
because
I got it.
at least we have the one now.
Winston from Ghostbusters was
You
my
know?
dude.
There you go.
I used to, when I saw the black Ghostbuster, I was like, well, I'm the black
Yeah, I'm this.
Ghostbuster.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's me.
So,
I got
and that's,
Yeah,
that's
man.
part of the...
So much trouble because I used to steal my mom's barrettes, tie strings around them, and tie them around my head.
So you could have the visor like voice.
Yeah.
It was hilarious and sort of embarrassing.
What's some of your black actor influences growing up? You said Will Smith, but who else?
I'm trying to think. I think Will Smith probably was at the top of the list. Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I mean? Let me see. I would say Will Smith, Samuel L. Jackson. I'm trying to think. Forrest Whitaker. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many. There's so many. I thought Nate Parker was awesome and great debaters. That when I was younger and I saw that. Obviously Denzel, but that's like, who's your favorite basketball player?
Michael Jordan.
But yeah, so yeah, man, definitely. But you know, like you said, man, representation is so important. And I remember, I get so many gems from Facebook. I swear to you, I remember somebody said, it was a Facebook debate, because what's happening now, and it's the damnedest thing. There's some white folk, and I'm not gonna generalize because it's always bad, but there's some white folk that were up here and they were saying, there are less opportunities for white actors now because we all I see is Black Panther and Blackish and Growish and stuff, and then but when you think about it, it's the damnedest thing. When you're in a position of privilege, any step towards equality feels like oppression.
Yep.
And it's the damnedest thing. Like, you actually think, because like we have like if you look at any statistic, it's still like not even comparable. You still dominate. The fact that like when I like name these shows, I still can count on my fingers.
So I got one worse. I heard somebody say that about trans people.
No.
And I said, my G, they just got a TV show.
One.
How the hell are you going to say that?
One.
Too much.
Look, man.
One and Laverne Cox.
Because they was mad at something about Rocco's Modern Life movie and some trans stuff. They're like, see, the trans stuff is everywhere now. What? No, you can't do that.
And I can't spoil it.
Asian folk have it even worse.
It's
like the statistic. Like,
I don't want to make the Acting While Asian podcast. It won't go long.
No, it won't. No, it won't. That's what, man.
And that's fucked up.
Man. I think
so,
once
like,
again, Dr. Ken, fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
All American Girl. And The Courtship of Eddie's Father.
Yeah.
Four Asian sitcoms.
Yeah. How many white sitcoms or white actors can you name? That's the thing. Whenever someone that says something dumb like that to me, I'm like, well, I could probably still name top black actors on 2 hands, top Hispanic actors on one hand, Asian actor maybe
on like 3 fingers.
I can think of like toes, ears, and everything for white actors. I can name white actors until I turn freaking blue.
Right.
And I'm not hating on white actors, but you can't
say
diversity.
No, that's...
No,
oh man, that gets so on my nerves. They say the same thing with like every single group that
because they say it about women.
About all these gay folk taking up all these roles, and all these black folk taking up the airways. You need to get back to
privilege and you fucked up, and everyone has it to a degree, man. I'm glad you spoke on it.
300 plus shows over multiple platforms, and we can still count on 2 hands what black shows you find. And
you're talking about like black women like who are directors or writers.
Thank
it's
you.
Even less. It's even. I mean, thank God for the few we have.
But jeez.
I'm like I said,
the few that I shouldn't say the few that we have, the few that we know.
Thank
God for the few that we know.
The few that's getting any kind of credit.
Yeah, exactly.
There are tons out here.
Dude,
man, there's so many. That's why I really applaud like Netflix and like Hulu and stuff because it seems very much like streaming services are sort of helping us really to kick down that diversity door with everything because they have so many less rules than like broadcast television or anything like that. So people are able to make shows like that. Like even The Boys is pretty diverse. So when you think about it, you have Frenchie, and then you have the girls, the Asian characters.
Look at the Marvel universe right now.
The Marvel universe is killing it now. Like Marvel has always been the first to diversify.
You're right.
In terms of either Marvel versus DC.
Shouts out to Miles Morales.
Marvel, Shouts out to that character.
But
that
was based
and I actually met for a really short time because I had a bit part in the Wu-Tang series that's about to come out.
Congrats.
I had like it was so short. My agent was like, "Oh, do you want to do this? It's only like 3 or 4 lines." Yes, it's Wu-Tang.
And it looks awesome. The trailer.
The trailer looks great. But I met Shamik Moore in the trailer. It's a cool brother. And speaking of Miles,
beast actor.
He's
voice of Miles for Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. So he was a cool dude. But yeah, man, yeah. Shout out to Marvel for kicking down that diversity door.
Marvel, South.
But
So
I think they've been like that.
They've always been
from
like
the
that.
inception,
Yeah.
because that was the whole point.
Yeah, Marvel's leading the way there.
So we about to let you get out of here, but before we got here, we have
I
this
got
last
it. Yeah.
Spitfire section where we stole from. That's the new school. So we stole from the actor studio.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
They showed up at Pace in later years, but neither here nor there. Still salty because I didn't make it into Pace, but that's neither here nor there.
Ooh, man, I got rejected from Juilliard.
it's cool.
Yeah,
We all land on our feet.
It's all right. Okay, this is a quick
got the milk instead of the cow.
question.
I got the cow instead of the milk.
We got the cows in the middle. We'll work it.
Anyway, this is a questionnaire that James Lipton stole from Bernard Pivot, French television host or whatnot. What is your favorite word?
Ooh, man. Favorite word?
Hit him in the face with that.
Oh my gosh. What is my favorite word?
Yes.
What do you think my favorite word is, Dwayne? What is my favorite? Do you know my favorite word? I don't even know if I know my favorite word. What do I always say?
Trapped in it.
Oh, that's a word I made up. Do euphemisms count? Like, I don't know.
If that's your word, then yes.
Yeah. It's sort of a word I made up. Trap activist, traptivist.
Traptivist.
I don't know if euphemisms count, but that's a cool word that I kind of made up.
What is your least favorite word?
Least favorite word? What's a word that sort of sucks?
Moist.
No, you know what? No. I'll tell you what my least. Either kernel or baloney.
Ugh.
It has because it has no right to be spelled that way. Like, it's so stupid. It's such an arrogant two words. Why is it spelled colonel?
Why is it spelled colonel?
Why is it spelled Bologna?
And fuck Wednesday.
No one would guess that.
Fuck Wednesday
It's
too.
all your fault. We're not homies. We beefing. Colonel? Get the fuck out of here. Those are definitely my two least favorite words.
Oh my god. I was not expecting. Neither me.
Fuck you and your fucking hard ass spelling and the ridiculous. I'm so glad that I grew up and I was able to learn that. No, fuck those two words, man. Colonel, Bologna. We ain't on good terms, man.
I
got a list of words like that.
Look,
So I feel you.
cannot. What is something that you can?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add one more favorite word. I like finna. Finna's a great word.
Finna?
Finna.
I'm
You know,
finna do
fix it.
this.
I'm finna do this.
I'm
I'm
finna
finna
do
do
that.
that. I love that word. Finna.
Hey.
F-I-N or fidna. You can say, some people say fidna. It has so many uses.
Yeah.
You can say fixin' to, fidna. You can say finna. You know, I love finna.
You're so black. Yeah, I love
finna. Yeah.
Finna my word.
You know,
Southern black.
we actually had a term for that in the new school. In our safe spaces, we had a term for that. Black English is what they called it.
Black and is it a word for something
AAVE? African American
Vernacular English. I heard that one too.
that
We had
one
a whole seminar about
what
Black
most
English.
people
Because
erroneously call Ebonics.
Ebonics would be the old term, but yeah, I like Black English or AAV. That one's good too.
Because within our culture, we do have our own way of speaking.
Which is not wrong.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Which
That's
is
why when you
not
said
wrong.
finna, I was excited.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
I took
that's our shit.
I went to Neutral American Speech Clinic, and our teacher said, "We want you to know before we teach you anything, your regionalisms are not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They are regionalisms.
They're yours.
You know what I mean? They're yours, and they make you you, and there's nothing wrong with it. We're just teaching you this so that when you attack a character, you can attack it from a neutral place.
Right.
That's about it.
Feel that.
Yeah."
Shout out to Code Switching. What is something that you cannot live without?
These are wide questions. Yeah, you want to answer this question? Just squirt the squirt gun in the ocean and see what you hit.
Right.
Jeez.
But
Okay.
answer this right,
What can I not live?
But answer this right.
What can I not live
Hit.
without
Nuts.
You didn't say who can I not. No, that doesn't count. You're not gonna do that, Martin. You didn't say
I'm saying,
whom can you not live
I
without.
saw your girl
You said
looking at you, bro.
what?
That's all I'm saying. Your
I'm like,
girl
with a
started
hard
looking
H.
at
You said what can you not live without?
You're right.
Specifics matter, okay? What can I not live without? Art. Art.
That's
I
a
would
great
say
word.
I would say that because science, without science, we would not understand the world. Without art, the world would be boring and bland and uninteresting.
As hell.
Right.
Yeah.
True that.
I need art in my life.
What sound or noise do you love?
Wait, what?
What sound or noise do you love?
She just busted out laughing.
What sound or not? What sound or just a random sound?
What's the sound that you like?
Oh man! I wish you would have told me this before I came.
No.
But it's supposed to be like on the spot.
Yes. Me that way.
I don't want
Beauty. That's the beauty,
because I don't want to answer it wrong. I'm gonna give
There are no wrong answers.
There's absolutely a wrong answer because I'm gonna tell him you're just gonna pick something right now, and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna listen to this, and I had a way better, and I'm gonna be like, "Fuck you, Jeremiah. It wasn't the right answer." What's the sound that I love? Oh, you know what? I know one sound that I love. One sound that I love is because, I'm also an artist, shameless self-promotion. I make music, got an album, it's called But Sleep Well. A bunch of self-care bangers, check it out. Trapped of this shit.
Shout yourself.
But anyway, the
I'm
sound
all for
that I like, I love the sound of my speakers cutting on because I know I'm about to make some music. I very much associate that with I'm about to make some music. So that point where I turn on the audio box and I plug the speakers in and it just goes. It's like this three little noise that always happens right when I'm about to record, and I'm like, yes, I'm in the studio. Yeah, about to record. I love that. Also, and I'll give you one more. I also love the sound of the clapper if I'm about to act. This in action.
Boom.
Bop.
Oh, let's go.
Same thing. It's I'm here. About to get it.
What sound or noise do you hate?
I still hate the sound. I hated it when I was a kid. This one, when you said, what sound do you love? Immediately, it might be my personality, but I went right to what sound do I hate when you said, what sound do I love? I don't know why, but it's a little pet peeve that I have. Bare feet rubbing on carpet annoys the shit out of me.
Bare feet on carpet.
There's a sound that carpet makes that if you don't if you rub, or socks without shoes, and you go like this, it makes this sound, and I hate it. I hate the sound. It just makes me go like that. I used to have a friend. He'd be like, "What's up, Jeremiah?"
He used to do it.
I'm a push dude, man. Shout out to Ryan.
He knows.
Yeah,
You know it fucks with me.
Damn it!
Stop.
I hate the sound. Rubbing the feet in the carpet. I hate the sound, dude. Yeah, that's my answer.
I'm fucking with your answer. Good God.
This is my personal favorite just because I have a filthy mouth. What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, man. The word fuck has so many uses, man.
This is true.
It has so many uses.
That's mine. So whenever someone says fuck, I'm like, yes, one of mine.
That's a pretty good one. It would be, you know what? I also like bastard a lot. I don't know why.
It's a new one. No one said bastard.
I like bastard. It's in all my favorite anime.
They do use that. That is
bastard.
No, Japanese people feel like that's a freaking put down.
Yeah.
I like the black version, the one that's without.
You fat
the R.
bastard.
Bastard.
You fat bastard.
Bastard. What is your hype song?
Ooh, what's my hype song? I have many. Let me just pick one. I have so many. I promised you I'm gonna give you an answer within the next 10 seconds because I know we gotta get out of here. Oh, here we go. Yep, I know. It's called K. It's by Jaden Smith. I love that song. Jaden Smith is one of my favorite right now. I love his new album's called Iris. and it's like his last album spelled backwards. It was Sire, now it's Iris, and it has this dope. Like first, it's all calm. It annoys the shit out of her because I play it like 24/7.
She do.
But he has this drop towards the end of the song where it's hair clippers, and it turns into this dope ass sample. And there's the hardest drop I've ever heard in my life. And it's sampled with hair clippers and a bass drop. And it's the hardest shit I've ever heard in my life. And when I'm going to work and I hear the we the fireplace, ain't no big flames. When I put up in a club it went sideways. I'm like, yo, let's get it, nigga. I'm pulling up the set, nigga.
Hear it? I'm about to go acting, nigga.
Let's go. Shit. Finna get a haircut, nigga. What's good? Yeah, I'll vibe to that.
This one's fun and black. Pumpkin or sweet potato?
Oh, man. I hate the whole black card thing because black is everything under the sun.
True.
So I hate when people are like, you're not black enough. But I'm going to have to go with pumpkin because I love pumpkin pie. Sweet potato's cool. I actually love pumpkin pie, though.
Another first. You're the first one to say pumpkin.
Look, I love pumpkin pie because I like cinnamon, man, and I love pumpkin pie. There are some stereotypical, quote-unquote, black things that I don't like, and a lot that I do, which is just why I've never liked the whole.
That's the beauty of blackness, though. The fact that
they said that on Black Lightning.
Really?
Yeah, it's Chris Williams. He looked at his daughter and he said, he said something along the lines of, don't let anyone tell you're not black enough because blackness is
everything under the sun. I remember that.
That was so dope. I was like, yes. Don't fucking tell me what's black or not. I decide what's black because I'm black.
Exactly. And that's one movement that I'm so happy has been a thing, that blackness is not a monolith.
Yes.
And growing up, that was insane. You feel me? When we were growing up, it was hard things. You're not black. Yeah. So I'm so glad that we've evolved to the point of, no, if you're black and you're doing it, then it's black.
Then it's black.
Hang gliding, if you're black and you're doing it. Skiing, if you're black and you're doing it.
Why do white people only get to do certain shit?
How about this? Why do white people get to do everything?
Yeah, man. Why can't I like pumpkin fucking pie? I like it.
Like your fucking
it's got cinnamon.
Good ass motherfucking cinnamon. We probably discovered that motherfucking
you know what I'm saying?
Cinnamon. Damn
shit.
it.
Word. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, sir.
You know?
Your hated struggle job.
My struggle job because I'm not quite there being a full-time actor yet. I'm almost there. I have I feel like I'm like 2 or 3 maybe roles away from being there, but I still need my job. And right now my side job is I work at Zoomies, and it's my favorite clothing store, so I love it. What's one that I didn't like? I still sort of do it. I don't love waiting tables, but I do love that I'm an actor that wait tables because that makes me feel like a real actor.
Yeah, I did the acting thing.
Because I'm like a real actor. In New York, I'm waiting tables.
He said, I'm doing that. Yeah. I'm living the life.
Yeah, I'm living that actor life. If I could let go of one of my day jobs, it would be that one. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would say I hate it, but it's probably the one I like the least. Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Would I like to... music. Yeah.
Nope, that don't count. You're
that
an album.
That's not an album.
Damn it! You're a multi-hyphenate. You're an actor / rapper. Let me just call you musical artist. Nope, don't count.
Okay, that don't count. So I can't use that.
You got resume.
Oh boy. So what would I do if I was not an actor or a rapper or making music? That's pretty tough too. No, that's still like perfect. See, all of my answers. See, let's
get out the artist realm.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm so one-sided that way. Anything that is not artistic, I'm gonna be sucky at that.
I'm telling most artists. There's no artist that does one thing. I don't know anyone. Most artists I know does more than what they're.
So it couldn't be anything logistic. It would have to be something dealing with people. Salesman.
You're a salesman?
Probably. Wow. Yeah. Cause when I'm at Zoomies and I have to sort of pitch like items to people and stuff like that. I get to talk to people, and I feel like it's really good training for me as an actor because what it takes is exactly what it takes as an actor. I have an objective, which is to sell this thing to a person, and I have an obstacle. Like, whoa, well, it's not in my size. Well, you don't have my size, so I'm going to walk out. But wait, sir, we actually have this option, and tactic change. Just
and
like
you already know what you want.
And I have to, and I have to do all this. It's just like being in that. So I like, probably maybe a salesman or maybe a social worker, because I like talking to people. Like
and
social worker, helping people. Yeah.
Clearly out of nowhere, EMT.
EMT is what you want?
EMT.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's a hard job.
That's hard, yeah.
That is a hard, I mean, waking up in the wee hours and you get paid, though.
You get paid, I couldn't do nothing medical, but...
I was...
Good God, you know what it costs to ride an ambulance?
Dude,
like thousands and thousands. I remember there was a girl that had too much to drink in college one night, and somebody tried to call her an ambulance, and even though she was drunk, she was like, "No, don't do that. I can't afford it."
There were people bleeding on the side of the road, like, no,
just call me a cab.
Uber.
Like, the fuck?
No. Dude. It was great. Yeah.
What black production or film at any time would you like to be a part of, and what part? It has to already exist.
Oh, a property that already exists. Like a series that.
Movie,
anything that Jordan Peele is doing.
Anything. So something that's been done already.
Oh, okay. Well, then
take somebody else out. Like for me.
Oh, a role that what role
like
from
Bishop
a thing
and Juice. I'll take Tupac out and jump in that.
Oh, jump in, yeah.
So which one would you take out?
That makes sense.
Maybe Cuba and Boys in the Hood, because whenever like my agency is pitching, agency always wants to know like what actors you're compared to, and I always get Cuba without fail, like so. I see it. No, I see young Cuba. So I did until you said it. Maybe that. But can it be? Does it have to be old, or does it have to be old, or can it be right now? Anything, as long as it existed. If it exists right now, I would. Oh man. Yeah, or I would have loved to play the boyfriend in Get Out. That would have been awesome. Daniel Kaluuya's character in Get Out. That was a nice acting. Dope as hell. What's the word I'm looking for? Challenge. Man, because it's sort of the first of its kind, and like it would have been so on brand for me. But something like that, or the Cuba thing, or almost any superhero role, because that would have been dope as hell. Man, I could go on and on. Yeah.
Another random. I want to play.
Oh,
or something. So anything in the Black Panther universe. That would have been cool. I mean, we still got time. That would have been fucking. We still got time. I feel like I definitely could have played maybe like a young Eric or something like that. Like maybe. I don't know if they had like a teenage. They didn't have a teenage Eric in this one. They only had super young and like
yeah. But I'd have took that role too.
Oh my wild card. Male Terry Doolittle.
What's that from? That's not familiar. What's that from?
Whoopi Goldberg's first comedy movie, Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Oh. Whoa, you brought it back.
The one with the texting where I am the dude back in the 1980s.
Yeah.
She was dragged around in the damn.
What about you? I mean, no, like I said, I would like Tupac, Bishop from Juice. I like Nino Brown. Everybody always tells me if they ever made New Jack City again,
it'd be you. Yeah.
But like
you got that intensity, man.
Answer that.
But Denzel from Glory. I always loved that role.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Oh, dude, I'm tripping. Forget everything I said. Hancock. I want to be Hancock, man. Nah, like just a drunk ass hero. Yes. Yes. Forget everything I said. I want to be Hancock. That would have been dope as shit.
James III, if you're listening, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like. Fucking around and throw a whale in a boat.
There's a lot of Will Smith ones I'll take. Bad Boys, Mike Lowry. I'll take that quick too.
What actor, living or dead, would you like to work with?
What actor, living or dead, would I like to work with? Gosh. Gosh. Man, there's so many. I'd love to work with Chadwick Boseman. That would be dope as hell. I'd love to. Who else would I love to work with? Anybody from that Black Panther cast. I love. What is his name? What is it? Big dude from Us. Also.
The dude that was also.
What's his name?
You gonna be in the BlackActorPedia?
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Winston Duke.
Winston Duke.
Yep.
He's dope.
Yeah.
Winston Duke is dope. Man, who else? I could probably. Man, yeah. Winston. Yeah. Just anybody. Like also any of the actors that are sort of my age doing their thing. You know what? I'll give you two more. Trevor Jackson is dope to me, man.
Where do that name from? What
Trevor Jackson. He's dude in he's a singer and he's an actor. He's dude in Grown-ish.
Yep, I see him. He was just
Grown-ish.
He was Superfly.
Superfly.
Yeah, he killed that too. I liked him in Superfly.
I would so love to work with somebody my age that's really doing their thing
like Shamit
right now. Or Shamit, yeah.
Shamit.
I didn't really get to do any scenes with him, but yeah, him or Jacob Lattimore is another one like my age. Yeah, and they both do music and they act sort of like me. Like I would love to do that and to be in that sphere. You know what I mean? That would be cool to me.
I didn't know Trevor Jackson also did music.
He's a really great singer, man.
Word.
A really great
He was young Simba.
I didn't know
that. He was way back in the day.
Yeah.
He was Simba on Broadway.
Yeah. Any like young poppin' ass black actors. That would be dope.
And I came back just in time. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Ooh.
How?
My nigga.
I don't think.
What would I love to hear him say? You're fucked up, but you're kind, so I fuck with you.
There you go.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't do everything I wanted you to do, but you helped people and you were kind.
Right.
So I'm gonna let you on in.
I see your heart, motherfucker.
Or you didn't know I was black, did you, motherfucker? You didn't know I was black. That would be lit as hell.
And I'm with God saying motherfucker. Like if God was like Samuel
Jackson. I think that if God is up there, he would be the funniest man alive. Man or woman alive. Or gender ambiguous alive.
Yeah. Especially dealing with us.
Yes.
Especially dealing with us.
Someone who knows everything there is to know all the time would have to be the funniest person ever.
Yeah.
Because nothing is serious.
If you
nothing is serious.
You've seen it all.
Yeah,
you gotta make a joke of it. You've
seen it all. Whatever. Like
you go.
Famine, war would be like hilarious. Fool. Like, dude, that only happened for like 200 years. I've been here for like.
I created the time.
I remember when Morgan Freeman looked at, I think it was Jim Carrey, and he was like, "How long do you want to do this, son? I've got all of eternity."
Oh.
How long do you want to do this, son? I'm grown. How long do you
I'm God. Come on.
Yeah.
But man, thank you for coming through. That was the last question. Appreciate it, bro. Yes. Tell them where they can find you, and also any upcoming project that you can speak on.
Yeah, man. Well, in a year, we're supposed to release August 20th. I'm in Bill and Ted. I can't tell you who I'm playing, but it's dope as hell, and I'll definitely tell Martin who I'm playing after the cuts off the record, because I can't do that. But check out Bill and Ted. We got a dope cast, even besides Keanu and Alex Winter, we've got Samara Weaving and Bridget Lundy Payne, who are killing it. Samara, we just saw, she's in Ready or Not. She's the main girl in the Ready or Not
I heard
film.
that was nice.
Yeah,
I gotta catch
it's
that.
a good one.
I heard it was good.
Also, please check me out on all my social media is at JeremiahCraft_, at JeremiahCraft_. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram. My YouTube is just Jeremiah Craft. Everything's my name, basically. And I have an album. It's called But Sleep Well. Sleep Well. That's everywhere, every streaming platform. Go check that out. It's produced by me, and
Awesome.
and it's a thrill ride. We got the visual for that coming out pretty soon too. Hopefully, we're thinking about sending that over to the Misbelief and see how y'all like that one, man.
Send it over. We
so,
play all
'cause
local and homegrown music over there,
Yeah,
man.
so mad respect for Misbelief. Shout out to Misbelief. What you guys do over there for local people.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Thank you for
Appreciate
having me on the show, brothers.
Again, thank you
Thank
for coming
you,
through. This was
thank
fun,
you.
dude.
It was real fun.
Next time you're in town, you got to come back, man, so we get updated on
Absolutely,
everything
man.
that's going on,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I love that.
I'll be following your career, brother, and yours as well, man.
There you go.
Right
Absolutely.
back. You already know. I'm already doing it for you, man.
All right, man.
So, y'all, we getting out of here. This is that actor guy, Martin Bass Bradford. You can find me at Martin Bass Bradford or at Mr. Bats. Spell it out and you can find me. Hit us up at flywithbats@gmail.com if you want to talk any questions about the acting game or if you want to talk to the main cast. And, as always, I don't even have nothing to say. Just stay good. Stay kind.
There you go.
Off the strength of craft. Stay
Yeah.
kind.
Yes.
Kindness is king.
Kindness
There you go.
is king.
But I am Lawrence J. Weber Jr., your BlackActorPedia.
BlackActorPedia!
Hey.
Still not used to that.
You gonna get
can
used to it.
find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. I am Soulboy30. Check me out on Snapchat as LWeber584 if you still have it. And you're not looking at somebody's genitals, because apparently that's a thing on Snapchat. And check me out on ArrogantObserversRants.blogspot.com. I'll explain this because I never explained it. I haven't explained it in a while. That's a blog. That's my blog spot. I have not put anything on it in such a very long time that I say the only person who resides there is a cat that plays on his iPod. So
So for this show, the cat is always reading some kind of great black theater something.
Yep.
Lit.
So the cat is reading In the Red and Brown Water by Terrell Alvin McCraney.
Yo. And hey, got
Cat's a
nothing.
free spirit, man.
The cat's a fucking free spirit. And man, and for this week, for this episode, thank y'all for listening and we out.
Stay off book, folks.
Yep.
Oh, book.
I don't get away. I just gotta get next to you. Next.